Hello everyone, welcome back. Here we are with the second part of the Joseph Masterclass. And as per request, this part will be about the maps in general, which I would recommend on my personal experience, which I think are the best to play Jojo on, and which one I would avoid if I weren't me. So let's just get right into it. Firstly, I think there are two groups of people who play Joseph. One group is where I belong, who use him on every map, regardless of themes, maps, anything really. We just use him, and that's all we do. And the other group is the one who maybe mains another hunter beside him and only uses him on maps that are, well, nice or to the player's liking. Regardless of which group do you belong to, everyone has favorite maps, everyone has personally, I don't know, maps that you memorized better than other maps maybe. So maybe you will like a map with him that no one else will. But yeah, I will just share my experience in general, and at the end of the video I'll also add the little poll I asked you guys on the Discord server, which you can find the join link to in the description as usual, by the way. So yeah, I asked you guys there which maps you prefer, and we'll reveal the results at the end of this video. Alright. I decided to group all the rank maps into three different categories. We will start with bad maps that I would definitely will not recommend. Only like you can get lucky on these too. If you like get an early down, you find maybe like two people at the same place in the first photo word. So I'm not saying it's impossible to win. I'm just saying survivors have a much better advantage on these maps I placed in this category. So, into this bad category, I decided to put Leo's memory for obvious reasons, I believe. I think that that map is kind of hell for both Survivor and Hunter mains. Of course, there are people who like it, maybe. I think there has to be someone out there. But yeah, it's very big, not really good for hunters who doesn't have good map control. It's also very dark, hard to find people, especially in photo world when it's even darker and monochrome. So yeah, I believe that's self-explanatory, really. The other one I placed here is Chinatown. You can convince me otherwise on this. I saw people in the poll making it one of their favorite maps for Jojo, but I feel like it has so many good kiting areas, and as Jojo isn't really good at kiting, it's really, you do need a lot of luck to win on that map. Preferably early game, you have to rely on the photo word downing strategy. You can't really follow up with the second hit if the survivor can kite decently. So yeah, that's why I would say it's also not like a small map, so that also adds to why it's maybe not the best for Jojo. The next category is decent, meaning this can be a good map, especially with a lucky start, or if you really memorized all the spots and you have these strategies worked out. And there is actually one map I placed between the bad category and the decent category, which is Sacred Heart Hospital. I think this map is really dependent on where you start with. For example, there is a spawn scenario where the hunter spawns near shack, and there are two survivors near shack also, so I really like this spawn. I usually manage to win if I get that certain start with the game. That's why I kind of placed it in between, but otherwise it's really survivor sided. They have the second story building, so many good kiting areas, a lot of pallets. So yeah, I that's why it's like in between these two categories in my opinion. Other maps in the decent category are Ever Sleeping Town. Some people did like this map or do like to use Joseph on this map, and I'm not really against it. As I said, these maps can be good with a good start or like a lucky setup, but mainly because of its size. If you don't use teleport on him, it can be a little tricky if the survivors know when to rotate and how to rotate and just leave ciphers half done so you don't find them on purpose. This is what higher tires do. So yeah, it can be kind of challenging, I think. And the other one I put here, maybe you wouldn't expect it, but Red Church. It is a really good map for Joseph, but the problem is it is also a really good map for survivors. That's why it can be a little tricky to win sometimes when the survivors also know how to use the map's advantages, just like you. This map also has a lot of good kiting areas, so after a save, if they manage to get there, it's harder to get them. And the ciphers are close to each other, so survivors can easily just start a new one, even if you try to camp one. Also, this can be to your advantage, but yeah, overall it can be a very good map for both sides, and this is the reason why it's not like in the top maps for Jojo, in my opinion. Now we are moving on to the last category, which are the best maps or good maps. And again, I did place a map in between. It's more of a personal choice. It might surprise you if you didn't know it yet, but for me, for some reason, Lakeside is belongs here, either good or decent. I don't know, a lot of you guys probably hate that map or dislike that map because of its large size and lighting conditions, but I do manage to like it or come to like it, mainly because of the cipher locations. I really think they are really well spaced out, meaning it takes more time for them to get from one cipher to another, so you have more time to down them, more time to, act in forward. So that's a really good plus. And I feel like it's not even that bad or not even that dark and huge and unseeable as Leah's memory. So yeah, I kind of like that map, if I if I can say that. But the top two that are definitely there for me, one of them is Moonlit River Park, which is, yes, one of the larger ones again, but as I mentioned at Lakeside, the ciphers are really nicely spaced, and I think they are very nicely spread out also, so it's again that you win a lot of time when the survivors are moving between ciphers. And as someone who uses the teleport strategy, it's like the distances are not really that much of a difference most of the time. Sometimes it's easier to win on Moonlit than on Red Church, and I speak from my experience. Maybe you think differently, and we should all respect each other's opinions. But yeah, I think Moonlit is definitely one of the better maps for him. And the one that's my current favorite, and I think it's really just the signature map for him, is Arms Factory. I think it's just the perfect size. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's kind of like easy to see also there from a really big distance. You can see when the survivors are at a certain cipher or not. So I think it's just one of the best maps for probably a lot of hunters who can't really change locations so freely as Wuchang and Geisha and Bloody Queen. And now the server vote results. You guys' favorite map seems to be Red Church. We really like most of the votes going there. The second one became Ever Sleeping Town, which I respect. It's not my favorite, but a lot of you guys seem to like. And the third place is a tie between Arms Factory and Moonlit River Park with the exact same amount of votes by the time I'm recording this video. There will be a whole video dedicated to each map in the future. This is just a quick little summary of which map should you use Jojo on if you don't want to use him on every map, or which you could try him on if you're maybe starting out. But yeah, this was all. Feel free to leave a comment with your personal favorite maps and favorite map ranking. I think it will be surprising to see each other's. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye, see you next time.